Yo, what is going on, guys? It is CT here, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to install Windows 10 or Windows 11 on your PC. So let's get started. Let's start with Windows 10. So the first thing that you want to make sure of before installing Windows 10 is your minimum system requirements. To run Windows 10, you need at least a single-core 1 GHz processor. You need a minimum of 1 GB of RAM for the 32-bit edition and 2 GB of RAM for the 64-bit edition. You need 16 GB of storage space for the 32-bit edition or 20 for the 64-bit edition. And you need a monitor with a resolution of at least 800 by 600 pixels. So with all that out of the way, let's see how to install Windows 10. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to head on over to the link in the description box below, and you should be on this website. Now click the drop down menu that says Select Edition and select Windows 10 Multi-Edition ISO. Next, click Confirm and choose your language. I'm going with English International. Now another thing that I want to make clear is there are two versions of Windows 10. Windows 10 64-bit and Windows 10 32-bit. So these two editions are for different CPU architectures. So if you're running a PC that's in the 15-year-old segment or newer, you should probably be okay with 64-bit. Or if you're running a processor that is more than 15 years old, you should probably go with 32-bit. So according to the CPU architecture, click on either of these buttons and wait for the ISO image to download. And once the ISO image is downloaded, you gotta flash that ISO image onto a USB drive in order to install Windows onto a computer, which can be difficult if you do it manually. But luckily, programs like Rufus makes it easy to write ISO images onto a USB drive. So to download Rufus, all you gotta do is to head on over to the link in the description box below, and it should be on this website. Now here, click on Rufus 3.17 or whatever the latest version is, and an exe file should be downloaded. Now just run that exe file as admin and click yes in the user account control prompt. Now once the application opens up, plug in a USB drive that has at least 8 GB of storage space, and Rufus should detect your drive. And if it doesn't, restart the program and you'll be fine. Now under boot selection, make sure it's set to disk or ISO image. Now click select, and now an Explorer window will open up. And here, choose the ISO image that we downloaded previously. And now click start. And Rufus is going to warn you that all the data on the selected USB drive will be wiped, which is true. So back up all the data on your USB drive before proceeding if you have any data on your USB drive. Also, while in progress, don't cancel the operation or plug out your USB drive, which might cause your USB drive to get corrupted. However, once it's done anyway, eject your USB drive, physically remove it, and plug it back onto the computer. And now you should see this icon instead of the typical drive icon, which means you have successfully created a bootable medium. Congrats everybody! Now just remove that USB drive and plug it onto the computer that you want to install Windows 10 on. Now power on your PC and spam the boot menu key several times until you see the boot menu. And now the boot menu hotkey can vary depending upon the motherboard's manufacturer. And if you don't know your hotkey, make a quick Google search and you'll know. Mine was F12. But anyways, once you're in the boot menu, you're going to use your arrow keys on your keyboard to navigate around and the enter button to select stuff. So just select your USB drive. And on some PCs, you're going to see two options of the same USB drive, except one has UEFI on top. So if you see one of those, click on the option that has UEFI on top of it. Also, if you don't even see the option, maybe consider reflashing the ISO image to your USB drive, but this time with the partition keep set to MBR, and it will probably work fine. But anyway, once you're into the bootable medium, you're going to see this window with a Windows logo on top. So select your language, time zone, and keyboard layout from the three drop downs on this window. Once done, click Next, and click Install Now. Now wait for the installer to start. And if you see this screen, if you already have a Windows key, you can input it here. But if you don't have a product key, you can click on I don't have a product key and activate Windows later. But either of the way, you need to activate Windows in order to access some useful features like appearance and personalization. And once this screen pops up, you're going to have to choose what version of Windows you're going to be installing. So I recommend going with Windows 10 Pro. So once you've chosen what version of Windows 10 to install, hit Next. Now on this screen, check the checkbox that says I accept the license terms and click Next. Now on this screen, click Custom, and now you can partition your drives too. But I'm just going to skip it in the sake of saving time. Anyways, just select your primary partition or your drive in its entirety and click on OK. Now wait for Windows 10 to install. And now you should be presented with this screen. So this is called the System Out-of-the-Box Experience screen. And this is where you set up your computer. So just follow the on-screen instructions that OOB provides you in order to finish setting up your computer. And that's basically it. Now the final step is to just get the drivers. So in most cases, after completing the OOBE, Windows should install all the necessary drivers. But in some cases, the drivers might not be installed properly. For example, your Ethernet port wouldn't work unless you have a proper driver installed. So the solution here is to just install drivers by yourself manually. And you can do that by going into your particular manufacturer's website, searching in your model, downloading the drivers accordingly, and installing them. And that is how you install Windows 10. So now let's take a look at how to install Windows 11. So the procedure of installing Windows 11 is also pretty much the same to installing Windows 10. Just like in Windows 10, you gotta make sure that you have all the minimum system requirements. You need a processor with at least 1 GHz clock speed, 2 cores, and 64-bit support. You need 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. Also, you need TPM 2.0, secure boot support, and a high-definition 720p monitor. And now the steps of downloading Windows 11's ISO image are pretty similar to downloading Windows 10's ISO image. Except on the last page, you only have an option for downloading the 64-bit edition. And that is because Microsoft removed support for 64-bit processors on Windows 11. And after that, the steps of installing and setting up Windows 11 are also pretty much the same, except while installing drivers, if your PC manufacturer has a separate option for Windows 11, use that instead of Windows 10. So alright guys, that's how we install Windows 10 or Windows 11 on your PC. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would hit that like button and get some subscribe. So alright guys, that's how we install Windows 10 or Windows 11 on your PC. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I just wanted to hit that like button and get subscribed to my channel with notifications set to all, so you will never miss out on any single piece of content that I upload. And also, smash a comment down below if you have any queries or any ideas for future uploading videos. Yeah, please do it guys, I'm really running out of content ideas. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye!